Should we have an intro?
This is our podcast intro.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hits Podcast. My name is Oscar. This is my sister, Sophia. This is our podcast. It's called the Hits Podcast, HTS, no I. Sophia didn't even try. I don't even know. I was just trying to think of a rhyme. Anyways, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater today. It's my Rick and Morty Happy Human Holiday Naked Sky Santa sweater. He's exploding on the back. Can you see it? Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Look. Anyways, this isn't the Christmas special.
Gucci. Oh.
This isn't the Christmas special. Next week is going to be the Christmas special. But 'tis the fucking season. We're wearing Christmas stuff. Or I'm
wearing Gucci snitches. Just kidding. It's not Gucci.
Stitch?
I'm not rich like that. What'd I say?
Snitches.
I don't believe you. Anyways.
Stitches.
It's not a Christmas sweater, but it's a sweater.
Sophia doesn't care about Christmas.
There's a whole tree. Do you have a tree in your background?
She was forced to have that tree against her will.
The
only reason it's there is because my mom bought it. Sophia.
Anyways, Oscar.
Guess what happened today?
I don't care. Just kidding. What happened? Oh,
that's gonna turn out to be so mean. Guess what happened today?
You made a friend?
No.
Oh, then I don't care.
My apartment complex almost burned down.
No,
it wasn't my fault.
Oh.
You stupid asshole. I fucking knew it. I was like, no way. This guy is actually going to be concerned for my well-being. She's just going to take the opportunity to call me an idiot.
You mean speak truths?
For reals. Well, I don't know. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was close. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was even on fire. So I would say it's not close. But I was sleeping, right? Peacefully. And at 3 in the fucking morning, the fucking like apartment complex system fucking and I realized today how much of a fucking asshole I am, because that shit started fucking right immediately, and I fucking woke up and I was like, what the fuck, like stupid shit. And I checked the time and it was 3 in the morning. I work at 6 in the morning, so like I gotta go to bed early, I gotta be up early. It's not like I have the rest of the day to fucking go back to sleep eventually, right? I was like, what the fuck? And my immediate first reaction was just like, how do I turn this bullshit off?
Not let me escape this burning building.
I fucking went up to it because it wasn't the smoke detector.
It was the actual one
system. And so then I went to it and I started pressing around on it and like, there's no button. What the fuck? There's a screw right here. I got the screwdriver and I was like, I'm gonna fucking tear this shit out. And I was like, okay, maybe I should be a little more concerned than I am. So eventually, I left it alone. And maybe I shouldn't have even said that. This was all a joke. None of that happened. Anyways, I went out to the balcony and I was like, what the fuck? Like, is there smoke? Is it on fire? Are people leaving? And then the lady above me was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, who goes there? And she was like, up here. And I was like, oh, shit.
Who goes there?
Long story short, the whole fucking alarm system for the whole building was going off. Like 4 fire trucks showed up. Like within like 10 minutes, I started hearing the fucking sirens and shit. All fucking crazy. And I was like, oh shit, are they coming for us? And then they just got louder and clearer. And I was like, oh my God, they are coming for us. And like a big ass fire truck with a big old fucking ladder going all the way to the roof showed up. And then the ladder like came out and posted up and some dude climbed onto the roof and shit. And then another big ass fire truck with fucking hoses in this. And then like 3 smaller fire trucks. They were like fire trucks in training or something.
And you were still in the building?
I was on the balcony chilling.
Oh my God, Oscar. Every time I don't think you can get stupider. The building wasn't
clearly on fire.
You get stupider. It's honestly impressive.
There was no smoke. There wasn't anything. Like the property manager liaison lady was like outside with the phone with her dog. Like, oh, what the fuck is going on? What's this? Where's that? And then they never even said like, hey, get out of the building. Like people continued to be on their balconies and nobody really gave a shit. And eventually I was like, do I have to get out? Like I have to get out. No, like this shit can go from bad to worse pretty quickly. And I don't want to be up here having to jump off the fucking balcony or some shit, kill myself. You know what I mean? Like, nah. So then I came and I was like, fuck, like I had to for real, like be serious for a minute. And like, what do I need? Because I can't take everything I have. So I was like, what the fuck do I need? And I got my backpack and all my like my hard drive and all the shit. And I got the picture that I have of the 3 of us. And I got my social. And that was it. Well, like, and then my
Aw.
wallet and my keys and shit, because yeah, if the building fucking burns and crushes the car in the garage, the keys are still useful. Anyways, and then that was it. And then I got my work computer so I could hopefully keep my job. You know what I mean? Like, and so then I go and I start going, and like the elevator's closed off, and I start going down the stairwell, and there's fucking firemen walking up the stairwell, like 3 of them, and these motherfuckers were so unconcerned. Like I walk into the stairwell and they were right there going upstairs, and then they just like look at me and just like keep going, and I'm like, should I not be concerned? Are you guys not even gonna like hurry up, get outside? Like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't even acknowledge me. I was just like, okay, I'm still gonna go outside, and I just had my backpack and shit, and I fucking go downstairs and go outside at 3 in the morning, and then like there's fucking 4 or 5 fire trucks and all this shit. I took pictures because I'm a fucking basic ass bitch.
Oh, those were the pictures that you were.
Yeah, I was gonna send them to Sophia. I took pictures. I'll put them on here, and it was fucking crazy because I was like, damn, like it's 3 in the morning. This shit might burn down. At the very least, it's gonna take a while. And then I was like, started kind of thinking about it, and then like there was the fire trucks everywhere, and all these firemen walking around with the fucking helmet and the jacket and everything, and they look all
Were
like
they
serious,
smexy?
and shit is like for real, right? And then they look so cool and manly, and I was there with like
They
my
were
backpack by
smexy.
myself.
No one else went out the building.
And now, no, other people left the building. Like,
Oh, okay.
plenty of people left the building, but some people
That's
stayed
when-
on the balconies.
You could
And
make
then-
friends, Oscar.
I guess. And then I
You're
was like,
what the fuck's happening?
I was like, man, being a fireman is pretty cool. Like, and then I started thinking about it like seriously for a second. I was like, what if this fucking building burns down? Like, what the fuck? Like, what would I do? I don't know. I was like, where would I go? Like,
Back
where would
to
I
El
go?
Paso.
I would lose all my shit. And I'm like, all of that shit, like, whatever. At the end of the day, you can buy another one. Like, what do I have that I wouldn't be able to buy another one of? Like, TV, that sucks. All this shit, the couch, that sucks. The instruments, that sucks. PlayStation, that sucks. All this shit, that sucks. But all of it, like, you can buy another one, a new one.
Yeah. Nah,
Right?
you would be sad about stuff though, because like of the sentimental value. I feel
There,
like
there
that's
would be
the
certain
stuff where
things
like
that, but even then, I'm kind of trying to think about it. Like, what would I really be that like distraught over? And the only thing that I could kind of think of was like the picture of my grandparents. But even then, that's a picture of a picture. Like Big O has more. Like you can just print it out
You can
again.
get-
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's not an original picture that there's only one of. So then I was kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, I mean, it would just suck dicks, but everything else, like there isn't anything I can't replace. Really, I don't have that many. I don't have those types of things, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, what the fuck? Like, what would happen? Where would I go? Like, would I apply to one of the other apartments that I decided not to go with, or like, would I just go to Phoenix and get something there? Like, I don't have shit to take with me, anyways. Like, I could just
Yeah.
go. I was like, would I go back to El
Probably
Paso?
because you would have to like buy. I feel like short term you'd probably go back to El Paso while you figure out like leasing somewhere else or like
And then I'm like,
unless you're trying to go.
would I be like, fuck
Minnesota.
it, move to Minnesota? Like,
Actually, no, you can't do that unless you get another apartment because I'm not allowed to add people.
well, yeah, I wasn't gonna live with you.
Yeah.
That shit would be so cheap. It would be easier to just have our own separate spaces and like, you know what I mean?
Mhm. I think there's still empty spaces in this apartment complex too.
So then I started thinking about it for
That'd
a
be
second.
pretty cool.
I'm like, damn, like how much would this really fucking uproot my life and like everything that's going on? And like this is kind of like one of those shitty stories of like, yeah, I moved out to LA to the big city to be somebody, and a month in, my apartment complex burned down. And I'm like, what the fuck do you do then? Yeah, and I'm like, would I stay here? How could I stay here? Would I be like, fuck it, let me move into one of those shits with like 4 people in one, and you just rent out your room, like just to stay? It's cheaper. Maybe I'll make friends.
Actually, yeah.
And yeah, right,
Like, and just hope they're not loud while you're at work.
right. It was crazy. And then all the firemen started packing all the shit up, and it just seemed like someone was just bullshitting because there was a bunch of what seemed to be smoke in the fucking lobby. But then I think they concluded it was actually like a fire extinguisher, like someone like sprayed it in the lobby.
Oh, there probably was a fire, like a
there
little.
maybe, but there
baby
was
one.
no one. There was no one there to like admit,
Fess
like,
up.
yeah, there was a fire. I got this fucking fire extinguisher, put it out, whatever. Like the fire extinguisher
Not
was just
cameras?
randomly was just randomly outside the lobby door on the sidewalk,
Mhm.
like. And then there was shit that was on the sky deck that was thrown off the fucking roof, and it was on the sidewalk, like all broken and shit. So someone was fucking around. Someone was bullshitting, doing something.
Yeah.
But anyways,
You live with hooligans. Don't make friends with the wrong people, you know.
it was almost
Unless you're trying to have fun.
really real, you know?
Nah, you should have stayed in your apartment so the sexy fireman could go save you and carry you out.
Oh my
you know?
god. Help me.
Exactly.
Nah, it was fucking sick. It was fucking sick. The big ass fire truck pulled up right here, and then immediately they fucking got the little crane ladder thing. We're like, and then it extend, and then the motherfucker was on there, and he was fucking going up to the roof and shit.
Running.
But anyways, but I was like, man, these guys are so cool. Like,
So cool.
and I've never
Did
cared
your
to work in as any sort of first responder, but I have thought to myself, if I had to pick one, I think I would pick firefighting. But anyways, so that fucking happened.
That sucks.
And then I was like, what if this shit burns down? Where the fuck do I go? Well, I'm about to go home this weekend. Fuck it, we'll just head out already. What the fuck is today? It's barely Tuesday. Fucking like.
You want to know how my day started?
No.
Well, I'm telling you, so shut up and listen. So, I wake up bright and early at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Except it's even earlier than Oscar because Oscar's on a different time zone. So I wake up 2 hours earlier than him. So to Oscar's
Pacific,
time zone,
Sophia's in Central.
I wake up at 4 a.m. Anyways, I wake up at 6 in the morning, right? And I go to the bathroom and Cyrus goes, he like follows me in there, right? And then I'm taking a shit, and then Cyrus is taking a shit. It's cute, right? I finish, wash my hands. I'm washing my hands, and then I turn and I look. Cyrus had a bigger dump to take, right? It's normal. He's barely finishing. I'm finishing washing my hands, and he gets out. And then, do you remember the thing that Misha, that's our old dog, used to do when she like scratched her butt, where like she would use her like forelegs and she was like dragging her butt and like.
The thing that all dogs do?
Yeah. Right?
honestly, I don't remember seeing her do that, but
but you know what I'm talking about though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, Cyrus starts to do that. And Cyrus has never ever, I've never seen him do that, right? And so I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I have a little mat outside of his litter box, right? So he's doing it on there. And then he starts doing it on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I close the door because I don't want him doing that on my carpet because I just moved into this apartment. I don't need like anything fucking, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, what the heck? And he's like doing it like aggressively. And I'm like, what is happening?
Like he's
you know,
itchy. Like
yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see like a piece of shit like that big, right? Just fall onto the mat. And I'm like, oh, no wonder, like, it got stuck. That makes sense.
He was, like, fucking...
trying to rub it off, which I'm glad I closed the door then, because I didn't want the shit on the carpet.
Oh, my God.
So then I get toilet paper, I pick it up, and I throw it back in, like, the litter, right? What's it called? And then I wash my hands again, just because I felt gross. Like, I know I was holding it with the toilet paper, but it still felt gross, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm washing my hands again. And then I go, and I turn, and Cyrus is waiting by the door, and he's like all happy now because the shit's off and his little tail is up. And then I see an even fucking bigger piece of shit still stuck.
On his ass?
Yes.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
And I was like, what the heck? So I was like, what the heck? And so like I go and I get him. I get more toilet paper and then I grab him to like get it. But then he starts freaking out. He's like, whoa, buy me dinner first, right? And then he like runs. And there's like a little spot in my bathroom, like a little space like this high. And it's like the space beneath the sink and the floor, right? Mm-hmm. And he like hides there. And I'm like, fuck, I can't. Like, I'm sure I could reach you, but like, it'll be really annoying. But I'm
not
like,
sure you want to try.
Yeah. And I was like, if I go to open the door, he's going to come out right away, right? So then I do. I'm like, oh, I'm leaving, right? And I go and I crack open the door. And then Cyrus right there is like right next to me, like, okay, we're leaving. And I slam the door and I like snatch Cyrus up and I'm like holding him tighter this time. And like, I'm like holding him like this. And then this hand has his like tail like up, right? And then I grab him and I'm like trying to take the shit off, but it's like stuck, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I just like pull, and then finally like, dislodges, and there's like a little bunch of hair just sticking out of the shit from where it got stuck.
What are you talking about, bro?
Exactly. and then I threw.
Bro, 5 minutes ago, we were talking about me being saved by a firefighter off of my balcony.
Sexy firefighters. And then I throw that piece of shit back into the litter, throw away the toilet paper, wash my hands again. And then I open the thing and Cyrus like darts out. And that's how I started my day. So be happy that you got to start your day with sexy firemen at the very least. I started my day with cat poop. I have another funny moving story to tell you that I forgot to tell you about last time. Anyways. Okay, so our cousin's boyfriend came over to our house to help paint like a room, right?
Oh, I was like, who in the fuck? What? Like...
You're so stupid. Anyways, our cousin's boyfriend came to our house when I was still living in El Paso to help
paint the bathroom.
What's it called? Paint the bathroom, right? And so he's there and I'm like, you want water? You want this? Whatever. He's like, yeah, sure. And he's like getting things like set up, and then me and my cousin are talking. And she's like, oh, like, yeah, like, are you excited to move? We're just like talking about the move, right? And then he comes and he's like, oh, like, you're moving? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, like just kind of like cool, like, whatever. And then our cousin's like, yeah, she's going to Minnesota. And then he's like, Minnesota? Why? And then our cousin's like, she got a job there at a really good hospital. And then I was like, yeah, cool. And then what's it called? And then he's like, oh, who are you going with? And I was like, myself. And he's like, you're going by yourself?
Like he was like freaking out
like,
with
what?
each thing. Like it was like a fucking...
Yeah. He's like, you're going by yourself? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, why? And I was like, because no one else got a job.
Because I have a job. Like,
because I got, you know? And it was just funny. And then whatever, like I'm just explaining. I'm like, yeah, I got a job, had the interview, whatever. And he's like, oh, like, cool. Like, but like bewildered, right?
What the fuck? Like,
and then a little later, I'm talking to our cousin and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm harness training Cyrus so that when we can go in the carrier, like whatever, right? And then he's like, wait, you're taking your cat? I was like, yes, why wouldn't I? And he's like, wait, for real? And I was like, yes, like he's my cat. And then he's like, oh. But like it was so funny because like everything, you're moving.
I was like, what?
Where? Why?
Why? Like
with who? No one? Why? With your cat? Like
why with your cat?
Yeah, it was just so funny. But it's actually funny because our nana,
our grandma. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Big O was actually telling me a bit about that, but Mom was also saying that apparently it's like a Mexican thing to where like the cat kind of belongs to the home,
to the family, yeah,
more so than the person. To where it's like, to where my nana was like, "What the fuck? She's taking the cat with her?" And it was like, "Yeah." And it was like, "Why the fuck would she do that? Like, why wouldn't you leave him here?" And everybody's like, "It's her cat." Like, and it was like a whole thing. What? And like, I kind of get it because I kind of understand. Like, not. It's kind of. I think they kind of see it like uprooting the cat's life. Like,
yes, I think that's part of it, but I also think, because there are several. She has had several like animals, like pets that from words. We've had like cousins and we've had family members that live with her at some point in time because she has like a fairly big house, and they get a pet and then they leave, but then they leave the pet, you know? So I also think it has to do with like, just like, that's just what it's been. So she's like, what? Like, she's not leaving the pet? What? That's weird. You know? Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was funny because I forgot to tell you about it. But yeah, just he was all like, what? Like, he couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like, just like the genuine like confusion, you know? And he wasn't like judging. He's not like, oh, why? But just like, no, but like, why? Like, you know? It was funny. I think.
Bro, I've been wanting to tell you this for like 2, 3 episodes already, and I keep forgetting. So I'm gonna tell you. I went to the dentist recently, right? And
Did they find out all your dirty secrets?
don't shame me, but it was the first time in a long time. So I go, right, and I'm kind of like nervous because like I started thinking about it, and I was like, what if like it hurts when like the dentist is like touching my teeth with this shit? And I think dentists don't take themselves like seriously enough, where like they don't understand that people are terrified of them and what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like they don't understand that people are not
I
comfortable just laying there with their mouth open and some dude fucking like, you know what I mean?
I
Like
disagree. I think they know.
the
I think they
bedside
just
manner is
they
not.
probably just get like what's it called? They just get used to it. Like
Nah,
like you know
nah.
how
I know, I get what you're saying, but no, they shouldn't. They should be a little more sensitive.
well, I'm not
right?
saying that they should or shouldn't. I'm just saying I think that's what happened.
Anyways, so I go, and then I was like, they were like, all right, you've never been here. I was like, yeah, and I fill out the paperwork, and then the dude comes in. He's like, hey, come on, you can fill that bullshit out later. Like, let's go do this shit. And then
Let's go pick at your
I was
teeth.
like, oh, okay. And then I had been filling it out, right? And as soon as I get past the door, he starts asking me. He was like, when was the last time you went to the dentist? And I answered honestly. I was like, I don't even know. Like, at least like 10 years, like maybe 8
Yeah.
at best. I was like, I don't even know. And then, so I had known that the appointment was going to be to get a dental x-ray, because that's the first thing to do to see what's all going on inside, see if there's any root canals, any this, any that, any whatever. And so then he goes and he starts poking at my teeth and this and that and whatever. Said my gums are kind of dirty. I need to floss more. I was
Dirty
like,
bitch.
probably could have told you that. Whatever. And then he was like, all right, so and so, do the x-ray. Dental assistant, I'm presuming. Do you know how they do dental x-rays?
Yeah, well, I went to the dentist like a couple months ago, so yes, I do.
I didn't know, and
They
I was
shove
not
shit
prepared.
in your mouth.
They literally, within 5 minutes of me being back there, I'm all fucking nervous. I don't know if my teeth are gonna hurt. I don't want to hear any bad news. He tells me my gums are disgusting for my age, and he wants to do this like special deep cleaning for old people that I got to get pre-approved with my insurance.
And then
then
they're
before
like,
I
here,
know
whore.
Some girl who's like
Ooh,
probably my
kinky.
age or younger is like, all right, open your mouth. And she just gets this thing and sticks it in my face. And I was like, like, and then she just puts it in your fucking mouth. And she moves the big ass shit, the big ass x-ray machine in front of your face. And it's like looking at you. And then it like, and it takes a little picture. And then she comes and she open. And then she takes it out and she
moves
fucking moves open. And she fucking puts it back in your mouth. Or she's like, open, close. And I'm like, and she just keeps putting this fucking thing in my mouth at all these different angles and moving the shit, taking pictures of me. It was an experience. I was not prepared. Fucking.
But he liked it.
No. But then I was there like an idiot because she was taking the pictures and they were doing it in like sections, like this side, the front, this side, the back, or like the bottom back, the top back, the whatever. And then I was looking at it pop up on the screen and I was like, oh yeah, look, nope, nothing there. Nope, no cavity. Nope, no root canal. Like fucking, yeah, I look good.
I know what
like,
I'm seeing. Yeah.
And then yeah, it was kind of funny too because like I was thinking of being friendly again and just being like, so are you a dental assistant? Like, is that technically like your role? And then if it's like, yeah, it's like, do you want to become a dentist or like you just gonna do this shit? Or like, is this something that you do on the way to becoming a dentist? Or it's more like, nah, you do this.
This is
if you're gonna do this, and if you were gonna be a full dentist, you had to go a different route. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But then she's like fucking shoving this shit in my face, and I was like, I don't want to talk to you. But then it was kind of funny too because she was asking the other lady, she was like, whatever, right? And I think they were about to close up, so everybody was in a rush. And then the other chick was kind of answering with an attitude, and she was like, just, and then the girl was like, geez. And then I thought of being like, she's in a bad mood or what? Like, but I was so like, I was way too like, it was a lot. I was like,
you were overstimulated.
I was overstimulated a bit, right? Anyways, I just wanted to tell you about that. I didn't know that you knew. I didn't know. I wasn't fucking ready. I thought I was like, so that's just a bunch of pictures of different sections, and you guys kind of just look at it in sections, right? I was like, I thought you guys were gonna do like the whole thing. And then the other chick was like, that's the panoramic. We're not doing that for now. And I was like, I figured that out, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to just. I was mentally prepared for him to put stuff in my mouth, but like, I wasn't ready. Like, you know what I mean? Anyways,
Oh, you're funny.
he said
That's
my
funny.
teeth look alright, but my gums need some work. But then they haven't called me back, so I don't know what's up. Anyways, I've been meaning to tell you that story since it happened
funny.
3 weeks ago, and I keep forgetting, or it keeps not coming up in the podcast. So I figured I'd tell you.
That's funny. Oh, Oscar, look, I got a new water bottle. It's called Awala. Like, that's the brand. And apparently it's Awala because, like, you look like a koala when you drink out of it. So tell me if I look like a koala when I drink out of it. Look. It's my nose.
Yeah, you look like you got chlamydia.
So are you saying that I get hose? I'll take it.
That was so stupid, but it was too easy. But it was so shit. Easy. It was so shit at the same time. Like,
who, me or you?
No, the joke. Anyways, that's funny. That's kind of cool though.
Right? It's cutesy or whatever.
Did you know koalas make super deep like sounds? Like that. Like, yeah, like they use the koala to do the sound of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Like that level of like, I can't do it. Anyways.
How?
What'd you call me right now?
Stupid.
No.
Idiot.
You didn't call me any of those things, you fucking asshole. Just
I called you stupid.
Work with me here. What'd you call me right now?
I don't know. Those are my usual ones. Oscar?
There we go. I have another story. I think people...
I don't think I've called... Wait. Hold up. Put a pin in that.
You
real
called
quick.
me Oscar earlier. When you started the koala story, you were like, Oscar, guess what? And I was like, what?
Oh, okay. I was like, I genuinely don't remember saying your name this whole episode. Like, I think I did call you stupid. For sure. But like...
Stupid ass. Anyways, I think there's something...
That's hard.
That So, I'm trying to figure out how to start it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Oscars, but I think we might universally kind of be idiots, and it's hilarious though. I had an email from work. Someone emailed someone emailed me, and they were like, "Hey, blah," right? Couple back and forths, whatever. The original someone was also named Oscar. Eventually, the original someone emails me, and he's like, "Hey, Oscar, any updates on blah 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 blah? Thanks, Oscar." And I was like, "Hi, Oscar, blah 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 blah. Thanks, Oscar." And then he was like, "Oscar, cool, good to know, whatever, parentheses. I think it's funny that I'm talking to someone with the same name as me. Thank you, Oscar." And then I was like, "Oscar, I also think it's hilarious." And I sent it back. And so this was funny, right? But the funny thing to me is this isn't the first Oscar I've had this type of interaction with. If Sophia, I think Sophia knows. We've had people in the comments on TikTok where like we won't even mention the fact that my name is Oscar. Like maybe Sophia will say my name at some point in the video, but like it's not the focus of the video. And people will comment, they'll be like, "Hey, my name's Oscar too." And I'm like, "No way, my name's Oscar." And they're like, "Wait, for real? Your name is Oscar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, is your name Oscar?" And they're like, "It is." I don't know what it is with us or why we do this, but like, I had a great time, and I think it would be
Oscar
really
that
funny.
You said that he's an idiot.
Well, I think it would be a funny like thing to have with the audience. You know what I mean? Like, anytime there's an Oscar, it's just like, "Hey, my name's Oscar." No fucking way.
You should clip this and see how many Oscars come out of the woodworks.
Yeah, exactly.
To comment. That's funny. It's so funny that you say this because there's like 5 Oscars in our family alone.
And we're all idiots.
Because remember when you guys went to fucking Whataburger and you're like, "My name's Oscar too, but Oscar with a K."
That was Wendy's.
Oh, whatever.
Sophia was working at Wendy's and she had just started and she was training, so we all went to visit her. Me and my cousin Oscar.
Oh yeah, that's where that happened.
Me, my cousin Josh, my cousin Oscar, his brother Dante, and their other brother Charlie. And we went up and I ordered and I was like, whatever. They're like, can I get a name for the order? And I was like, Oscar. And then my cousin Oscar went right after me. He went up and he ordered, and they're like, can I get a name for the order? He was like, Oscar with a K. And then we were like, damn, it'd be funny if we had another one. So Josh went up and they were like, whatever. What's the name for the order? And he was like, Oscar with a Q. And we all thought it was fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
And then, yeah.
I guess it's Oscars and honorary Oscars, or however you would pronounce Oscar.
Oscars.
Q. Oscars.
Anywho.
Bum, 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 bum.
That shit was
Ba-da-da.
hilarious. All right, we got some. We have, I think, one of the funniest comments we've ever had this week. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we posted a clip about how the Mexican food so far in LA has been disappointing, to say the least.
Booty
right?
cheeks.
Unimpressive,
And not
to say the
good
least,
booty
right?
cheeks. Booty cheeks caked with shit from when you didn't wipe right. Anyways, continue.
Shut the fuck up. You're such a fucking idiot, bro. I keep thinking about, like, if I'm going to meet anyone and potentially collaborate or network with anyone, and I keep thinking when they, like, tell me, like, so what do you guys make, or what do you make, or what do you guys talk about on the podcast? And I have to show
Booty
them
cheeks.
our clips. Like, I'm like, we're such stupid, immature idiots. Like, I can't take myself seriously showing someone that. Anyways, we were talking about how I've been disappointed with the Mexican food in LA, right? And we were talking about, I found this taco truck on Instagram, went to it, wasn't shit. We posted that on TikTok. Somebody commented this. This is verbatim. I'm going to read the comment. I have a screenshot, okay? This is what they said. He goes, Sunday, 2 a.m. Find the taco truck that's the most crowded with drunks. Or 12 to 2 p.m. next to a busy main road. If they have a Mexican mom working, that's the one. Ask for a phone number. Ask for a phone number. Daily call to place an order. They'll give you bigger portions as a regular. Also, speak Spanish to them. He goes, and then he comments again, replying to his original comment. Source, I'm fat.
He's like, I know what's up.
He's like, this ain't my first rodeo, motherfucker.
That's so funny.
It was so fucking great. Sunday, 2 a.m. Find the one with the most drunks. Fucking call daily to place an order. They'll give you bigger portions as a regular. That's true. But that's so fucking fun. Source, I'm fat.
They have to like you for that to happen, though.
Yeah. And then I responded. Sophia never responds to comments on TikTok. Every time I go on
It was on
TikTok and there's
TikTok?
comments. Every time I go on TikTok. Sophia's responsible for posting the clips on TikTok. Every time I go on TikTok and there's comments, there's never a response to them. I responded. I was like, I will live and die by this advice.
That's funny.
It was so funny, though.
I was doing a better job recently. Before the move, I was doing a better job. I'll get in the groove of it again, I promise.
You threw off my groove. Every time you say groove, I think of the Emperor's New Groove.
Groovy.
I think of the Emperor's New Groove, where Cusco has the opening scene, and then the old man fucks it up, and he's like, he's all pissed, and he's all, you threw off my groove, and then he kicks him out.
When I hear groove, I think of Austin Powers when he goes, groovy
baby.
Yeah, groovy baby. Anyways.
You've seen the Austin Powers movies?
Yeah.
All of them? How many?
I don't know. Probably not all of them.
I think I've maybe only seen one.
Just kidding. Honestly, I know I've seen them, but do not ask me to tell you a single plot point of any of them. I just know groovy baby, right? And then the little, like the, you know, and then the cat, and then that's it.
Capiche cat.
See? You don't even know it. Ooh, is there a fire truck? Is there a fire again in your apartment?
There were sirens, but there's always sirens.
I heard it.
It was funny. It was funny. We were getting the moving truck when we were in Phoenix. Like, we were at the U-Haul, like, hey, we fucking ordered this truck, give us a truck. And then the dude was like, oh, you're going to wherever? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm from there. And I was like, oh, cool.
Ooh.
And then we were like, what's it like? And he was like, it's nice. He's like, once you get used to the sirens and shit, like, it's pretty cool. Yeah. The sirens and the earthquakes. By the way, I still have yet to experience an earthquake. I'm starting to, question whether or not they're a real thing. Anyways.
Don't say that. You need to take that out of the universe, Oscar, you jackal.
Did you just clap it out? Like,
yeah, you have to, like, banish that.
Catch that shit.
Yeah. Because you trap it. Listen, look, you trap it, and then you smash it.
Oh, that makes sense. He was like, once you get used to the sirens and shit, bro, there's sirens at least like 3 times a day. Like at
Only?
least 3 times. Like the way you heard it right there, because it was close enough and something was happening, at least 3 times a day. I'll be on the phone with Big O at the end of the day. I'll be in the bathroom and he's like, are those sirens? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you have the door open? And I was like, no. I'm in the
No.
bathroom, like as far away from the door as I can be.
Yeah.
And I think just the walls of this building are fairly thin,
Are
I guess.
thin. And they're loud. The sirens are doing their job properly.
Nah, but then sometimes
Sirening people.
sometimes they're louder because they're like closer, like on this main road. So then it's like you can hear the difference, but still, like you can hear there's sirens multiple times per day. But I've also heard that that's kind of just LA in general. Like
that makes sense. I think that's the same for New York because I have a friend who used to live there, and like anytime I would be on the phone with her, like you'd hear a siren anytime, at least once.
That's cool. It's crazy to me that I don't know if we should necessarily talk about this too much right now, but I was gonna say I was gonna be like, why the fuck would she move back to El Paso? Like,
oh,
but anyways,
yeah, I don't know.
Anywho,
our cousin's boyfriend being flabbergasted by my moving journey.
it's like I have a few more work stories that I could tell. I think they're not like about the work that I do, just like the stupid shit that I do, bro. I swear, I've told stories before about like shit that I did at work, and I'm like, I don't belong in finance because these are not my people. They're not my people. It is so funny. We had meetings, and then they were taking suggestions about like what should we talk about in the next meeting, or what do you guys want to know more about. And then she emailed us and she was like, we've talked about this, talked about that. We could talk about these different things. If you have a suggestion, please let us know.
Suggest it.
So I responded to the email. I was like, what up? I don't have a suggestion. I vote for whatever this dude voted for. And I named one of the other dudes in my like training class. And I sent it just like that, right? And I thought it was fucking hilarious. And then today we get into the meeting and then she was like, all right, cool. Like we got everybody's emails yesterday about what to talk about. Like, thanks everybody for making their suggestions. She was like, I don't think she said what it was that we were going to talk about. She was like, I would like to know Oscar's suggestion. she was like, the only one I'm going to share with you guys is Oscar's suggestion. And then I kind of started laughing immediately. And I think I've taken enough liberties. I've taken enough liberties to say stupid shit to where people like aren't surprised and they're like, oh shit, what'd he say? Like,
all right, what's he say? Yeah.
And she was like, Oscar's suggestion was that he voted for whatever so-and-so voted for. And then that dude started laughing and I started laughing my ass off and a couple other people laughed. And then she was like, unfortunately, so-and-so didn't vote for anything in specific. He was just like, whatever, let's do whatever. And I was like, and so she was like, so those were 2 whatever votes. But anyways, we found the topic. We're going to do whatever.
Why are you saying they're not your people? They laughed.
I didn't say that. Oh, no, but like I'm holding back so much. I'm not doing nearly as much of like the stupid shit that I would. It's
okay. You ease yourself in, you know?
Nah, but that's
and
why
then you get sent to HR.
That's why you got to
reel it back again.
That's what's kind of cool. I think about like maybe being a fireman or like being in the military or something like that. Like you can kind of be yourself for real and make jokes and this and that and whatever. And like, they don't care that much as long as you're doing your job. You know what I mean? But anyways, then there's other shit. Like our cousin's boyfriend, he cut my hair, right? I don't think I showed you guys last time.
The same cousin who was flabbergasted or
cousin's boyfriend that was flabbergasted. He cut my hair, right? And so then we were in the meeting the other day. And I was just talking about whatever and this and that and whatever. And then one of the dudes in the meeting, one of the dudes in the meeting, he was like, you thought I froze or some shit?
Nope.
I was talking and then he was saying something. And then he stopped and he was like, did you get a haircut, by the way? And I was like, oh, yeah, I did. And then I was like, look, I cut the back off. And then like I cut a bunch off the sides and I kind of moved my headphone and shit. And I was like, but yeah, like I wanted to kind of shorten it up. I cut off all the back. It was too long. It was too in my face. I cut all this around my ears, whatever. And then I was like, thanks for bringing it up. I was waiting for someone to notice.
Stupid.
Like in the meeting.
Yeah.
And they laughed and I thought it was hilarious. But like that type of stupid shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know I've told some stories about the stupid shit I say at work. Like I know I told the story. No, did I say that? No, I don't know. I don't know which ones I've told. I told the
Hulk?
I think I told the Hulk one, right?
Yeah.
Did I tell the one when
No one laughed at that one.
yeah, fuck those guys. If any of you
He's at
are
a new
watching this
job
right
now.
now, if any of you are watching this right now, I'm at a new job in a new city, doing a new thing in a different place in my life. I just want to say, from me to you, fuck you guys for not laughing. Anyways,
It was hilarious.
you know what was fucked up? Some other dude made a shittier, similar joke, and them motherfuckers laughed. Like, for real. He was like,
"Oh, you got jokes stolen."
nah, it was some other random dude. Like, he saw the way that was coming out, and he was like, you guys, we all look like the Hulk, all green with purple and whatever. Wasn't even really supposed to be funny. Was supposed to be kind of like maybe interesting. Way more people let out like oh
yeah. It's because you called them not strong.
Nah, but anyways, I digress. There's other stories that I don't think I've told that I could tell. Like there was one time with that same job, we were going over some shit, right? And then they were trying to do like goal setting, and like they were trying to give us like a structure, a framework to set our goals and to think about our goals. And so one of the concepts they were trying to get across was like there's an idea and then there's an actual step towards that idea, right? So like I want to be healthier. That's an idea. What does that mean? Does it mean being stronger? Does it mean being faster? Does it mean weighing less? Does it mean this? Does it mean that? Does it mean lowering your blood pressure? That's an idea, right? I'm going to be healthier. That's the goal. The actual step that you also have to think of is I'm going to create a meal plan. I'm going to create a workout plan and stick to it. I'm going to weigh myself. Like an actual thing that you can actually do to move towards the goal, right? That's the concept that everyone was kind of having a hard time understanding. Or I think because of the way they were naming it, that's what was confusing. But anyways. You remember this one? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell it again because I like this one. So then one of the leaders was kind of explaining. He was like, this, that, whatever. Everyone went through the ideas first, and then they went through the action steps to like achieve the ideas. And when he got to the action step, he was like, yeah, this is the idea, which is why I mentioned doing this so that we can achieve that. And then I was like, well, wouldn't those be reversed? Like, that's the goal. That's the thing you do to move towards the goal. And jokingly, he immediately was like, hey, don't tell me what to do, Oscar. Like, and kind of looked at me like, little punk ass motherfucker. And all those motherfuckers were tall as fuck. That has nothing to do with it. Anyways, he looked at me like, hey, don't tell me what to do, Oscar.
And Oscar was like, I'll tell you exactly.
Nah, we were sitting down. Fuck you. We were sitting down. And I was just like, nah, I'm just asking. Like, I'm asking just so I could know, like, for clarity on my end. Like, that's what makes sense to me. And then he was like, nah, yeah, I think that is what it is. Right? Then later, someone else was sharing his goals and whatever. And then we're all supposed to offer our own 2 cents and critique and whatever and this. And yeah, that's a good idea. Or I would change this to that, whatever the fuck, right? Some dude shares his goals, blah, blah, blah. The same original dude who's now standing. He was like kind of leading the meeting, and he was like, all right, cool, sounds good. Those are all your goals and shit. And he was like, anybody got anything to say? Anything on this? Anything on that? Oscar? And he looked at me like, you got something to say, motherfucker? And I was like, nah. And I was looking at him, and he said it, and then I immediately looked away and this sort of like, don't come at me, right? But I was like, nah, he seems to understand how it works because he did the shit right.
Right.
And then everybody laughed. That was the only fucking time, and they laughed at my jokes in that fucking job, right? And I was like, nah, he seems to understand how it works. And then the other 2 leaders, the other 2 like supervisors, whatever, they super fucking like, oh, like he fucking got your ass out of it. And like everybody laughed their asses out. And he laughed too. And then like I wasn't even looking at him, but I was like, you don't even know who you're fucking with, bro. Like, and that was the funny thing. What was cool about it to me is because like I think it's easy to say like, oh, I can ad lib and make jokes in the moment, whatever. It's another thing to do it, especially when the environment changes. When like, because if I make jokes with you, I know what you'll laugh at and what you won't. I know what I can get away with and what I can't. I know what, you know what I mean? I know where the line is. I know this, I know that, I know whatever. Especially in that type of setting where like you don't know what they're gonna laugh at. You don't know where their line is. You don't know this. You don't know that. Are you capable of coming up with something? Maybe. Is it going to land? I don't know. So in that situation, when he was like, Oscar, I was like, no. And I said it like that. And when I said no, I didn't know what I was going to say next. But by the time I stopped saying no, because it was kind of a long drawn out no, like, no, And by the end of it, I was like, he seems to understand how it works. And it just fucking like, I just had it.
Click.
I was fucking there.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, oh, in your face. And it totally seemed like the type of thing where, like, after the meeting, when they're all hanging out personally, these guys would be like, bro, he fucked you up.
He
You know what I mean?
fucking
Like,
got you. Yeah.
anyways, that shit was funny.
Have you made friends at your new job?
I mean, there's people that I kind of like get along with and make jokes. And like, there's this one dude that every now and then will like message each other on teams about the fights and shit. But like, I would say no, because like the younger dudes, there's a couple of the younger dudes that I message like semi frequently or regularly. Like if I have a question, I'll go to them, or like they'll message me sometimes with questions about whatever. But the way I figure is like, if it doesn't move outside of work, then we're not like friends. Like if I'm not asking for their Instagram or they're not asking for mine or something just to keep up, or like just
Okay, what about work friends then? Have you made any work friends?
I would say yeah, like there's people that I talk to more than others with reason and intention, like, so I would guess that qualifies them, you know. But anyways, there was a
I haven't made any work friends.
You've been there for 2 days, you stupid asshole. Shut up.
I know. Usually I have like 10 by now. Just kidding.
What I was also gonna say, I also have other stories that like work stories. Like, have I told the one about the chick going to the dentist?
Not the one. No. The only dentist and chick story I have is about her shoving shit in your mouth and you liking it.
When I was still in El Paso, I worked as a loan officer. And so I was a junior loan officer. I had a senior loan officer. She and I worked together.
He never arrested anyone.
Shut up. We worked together on everything all the time. We were often in the same office working on whatever. There was some chick who also worked there, but she wasn't like associated or tied in that same way. But she was always coming to the office and fairly stereotypically just fucking chatting. Like just hanging out. Hey, what's up? How's it going? What you doing? Girl, this has been happening. Girl, I did that. Right? One time. One time we were there and she was talking about how she had been going to the dentist recently and she had like a root canal or this or that or whatever the fuck, right? And she was like, yeah, and this and yeah, and that. And I had this and I had to get that fixed and blah, 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 blah. Eventually she gets to a point where she's all like, and like they're talking right there at the desk, like 5 feet away from me. And I'm on my computer working on whatever, right? And eventually she was like, girl, ever since like I went to the dentist these few times, my teeth feel like slimy. And they were like, she was like, what? And she was like, weird. Yeah, like if you lick them, they feel like slimy, like super, super slippery, slimy, like slimy. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It feels slimy. It feels weird. And
you were like, let me check. That's sexual harassment, Oscar.
No, she was like, they feel slimy. And then my manager was like, what? Like that's weird. Like when you lick them. And she was like, yeah, like if I lick my teeth, like they feel slimy. And she was like, well, maybe it's just like whatever like protective coating that they like put on your teeth to help make it like healthier. Like they clean it, they put this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, maybe blah, blah. Like, I don't know. They just feel slimy. And every now and then they would kind of look at me like, what do you think? Or like talk. They didn't necessarily look at me this time.
Speak.
But I was like, maybe that's just what they feel like when they're clean.
Oh.
And my manager let out one of those fake ass forced avoid the silence yeah, like you're crazy. And
you're
the
so
other
funny.
girl,
we're gonna be talking so much shit about you later.
The actual girl was like, oh yeah, maybe, and didn't fucking laugh. And I was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's the coating shit that they put on your teeth. Whatever. Bro, I fucking dare you. Don't brush your teeth all fucking day. Don't brush them in the morning. Eat whatever, drink whatever the fuck, right? Lick your fucking teeth at the end of the day. Like that. And then fucking brush them. Tell me your fucking teeth don't feel slimier or like slippery or like that's That's what it was, bro. I concluded it later on my own. I was like, can that be what it is? And I fucking
You're like, I'm not brushing my teeth for scientific purposes.
I licked my teeth and then I fucking brushed the shit out of them. They were way slipperier, like way slimier, fucking man. And I was like,
That's
oh,
why
fuck.
she laughed, because she's like, fuck. Or that's why she didn't. That's why she went, because she's like, oh, fuck, he's right. It's true.
So it's that type of shit where I'm like,
You're so gross.
how am I
Scientific
gross?
purposes.
I didn't, motherfucker. I told you not to brush your teeth for a day. I didn't say I did that shit. I did lick them, brush them, and then lick them again, and they did feel slimier, slipperier, more slippery, more slimy, more slip and sliding. Anyways, I don't belong in finance. Is my thing, I think. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
I think you've found your people because they laugh at you now, like actual laugh, not
they don't
polite
laugh at me,
corporate laugh.
asshole.
Oh, whatever.
No, but I'm still making like corporate jokes, like. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but you can't just go out swinging, Oscar. You need to take my approach to things. Be super polite. Be someone completely different, and then slowly.
Don't be yourself.
Yeah, no one's gonna like yourself right off the bat like that. You have to trick them into liking it. Okay.
Don't be yourself. Nobody likes that guy.
Yeah, and then just like make it seem like, ooh, like this is Sophia at work, but like she's feeding us like her secret life. This is, you know. And then they see it as something special. They're like, she's an asshole. We love her.
No, I don't
It's
know.
so
I don't think I'm following.
It's because you haven't been there. She's a lovable asshole. You can be a lovable asshole. You just have to present yourself
She's our asshole.
that way. Yeah. Because at work, she's so nice. You know?
That shit was so funny. I lied a little bit. You know what I actually did? She was talking about the slimy, and then I was like, mate. And then I shut the fuck up. And then they were like, what? And I was like, nah, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think I should. And they're like, no, what? Like, what is it? And then I was gonna be like, maybe that's just what they feel like when they're clean. And the bitch still didn't laugh. She still was like,
nah. She should have known when you stopped, it was for a reason. Like,
yeah, like she still didn't
it's a little more
laugh. She still was like,
scandalous.
ugh. And then my manager was still kind of with that forced ass like
Shoulders are fun. Like, just like, like, anyways. Sorry. So, besides the point.
You know what I think sometimes?
That teeth are slimy when they're clean.
No. A lot of
Oh.
times, Sophia just like is herself, right? And I'm like, you're such an idiot, or you're such an
And then
imbecile,
it hurts my feelings.
or
Yeah,
you're
that
such a this or
happens.
such a that. Nah, you know what I think? I think a lot of times when I call you ridiculous, or when I call you a dork, or call you this or call you that, I think if we had an audience and if we were actually like huge, I think people would love all of those things about you. Like, I think people would think
I know,
that
I'm so lovable.
yeah, like, you stupid asshole.
I can't help it.
I think
I'm just great.
other girls out there are gonna find you like so real and so relatable and so like this and that. And I'm over here like, you're such an idiot or you're such an imbecile, but they're gonna love all of that shit about you. Like when you were like the other day when you were like, nah, for real, my armpit hair is like this long right now.
Oscar,
And I was
still
like,
haven't shaved since then. It's
shut
longer
the
now.
fuck up! Shut up!
They curl a little now.
That was that came out of me, bro. I didn't even mean to do that. That was so genuine. That type of shit where you say like my armpit hair is so long and this and whatever, and I'm like, stop being disgusting. Shut up. Which I'm just joking. Like at the end of the day, I don't really care. But it's funnier to call her disgusting. It's funnier to call her disgusting. But I think when people see that, they would totally be like, oh my God, I've been there. That's so real. Or like so, you know what I mean? Like you're not being like a celebrity that's too cool to admit that happened. You know what I mean? Like, or like when you do that stupid shoulder shit you just did, I feel like there would be people out there that are like, shoulders are fun. You know what I mean?
It reminds me of like the Wiccan movie, like when she does her hair flip where she's like, flip, 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 right? Like it's like that, but without leaning back. It's just like shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Like it reminds me of like when you power walk. You know what I mean? Like when you power walk sometimes, and you're like, and it doesn't look good, but it feels good. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, I'm the shit. You know, it's fun. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Try it. Just not now, but
Okay,
like just like
no.
ooh.
No,
You can laugh. It's
No.
okay.
I can't do it. I'm gonna feel so stupid.
Mm. Mm. Oh yeah.
I'm not getting it. I'm not.
It's okay. It's because you have an audience. You have to be okay with it yourself first, okay? It's because you know that I'm watching and that
I'm
a
gonna
million
practice.
people will be
I'm
watching.
gonna
Yeah.
be walking by myself. Like,
Yeah, just like be loose. You know, it's fun.
I don't get it. Anyways, all right, we'll cut it there.
Oh, is that my cue?
Yes.
Okay. That's it for today's episode, guys. Let us know if you have any fun. Let us know your funny work stories. Even if they're like a bajillion paragraphs, Oscar will read every single one of them and then summarize them to me. It'll be great. Anyways, yeah. And power walk yourselves to those like buttons. And we'll see you next week. Maybe.
Like the video with your shoulder.
No, they're gonna miss. Anyways.
I bet you can't do it.
They're not that stupid. Okay, bye.